Have you ever stopped to ponder why a ship, despite being so incredibly heavy, doesn't sink to the bottom of the ocean? Well, the answer lies in a principle known as buoyancy, first described by the Greek mathematician Archimedes. Archimedes' principle tells us that the buoyant force exerted on an object submerged in a fluid is precisely equal to the weight of the fluid that the object displaces. Now, that might sound a little complex, so let's break it down using the example of a ship. Imagine a ship being lowered into water. As it descends, it pushes aside, or displaces, an amount of water equivalent to its own volume. This displaced water creates an upward force on the ship, which we call the buoyant force. This buoyant force is equal to the weight of the water that was displaced. Now, here's the key part. This buoyant force counteracts the downward pull of gravity trying to drag the ship to the seabed. So, if the ship is designed correctly, the buoyant force will be greater than the ship's weight, and voila, the ship floats. But if the ship is too heavy or poorly designed, the buoyant force won't be strong enough to counteract the weight, and down goes the ship. To simplify how buoyancy works, think of it in these terms. 1. When a ship is submerged, it creates a hollow space in the water by pushing the water aside. 1. The water displaced by the ship gets compressed, and the pressure in this space increases. 1. This increased pressure pushes upwards on the ship, generating the upward buoyant force. 1. This buoyant force, which equals the weight of the displaced water, counteracts the downward force of gravity, enabling the ship to float. The design of a ship's hull plays a vital role in its ability to float. A ship's hull is usually wide and flat, allowing it to displace a large volume of water. This large volume of displaced water produces a significant buoyant force that enables the ship to carry heavy loads while still remaining afloat. So next time you see a mammoth ship cruising along the horizon, remember the principle of buoyancy and the genius of Archimedes, who first explained why things float. And most importantly, remember that it's all about the balance between weight and displacement. It's the delicate dance between these two forces that keeps our ships afloat and our maritime world sailing smoothly.